And now, the Android Basics segment. This is a segment where we discuss the things that power your device from behind the scenes. And now, here's this week's episode, Android Basics. We now move on to the new segment, and this is where we're going to have Miss Olga talk to us about the RHVoice. Olga, welcome. I know we had you a little while ago, and I had asked you prior that when something happens, we're going to have you again. And I'm glad you are able to come, even though I didn't give you enough of a notice. And I'm so thankful that you actually decided to agree to come. So talk to us about what's going on with the development.
Okay, thank you for inviting me to your great podcast, and you're very, very, very lovely people. So my main news and the reason I contacted you, Warren, is our new Armenian voice, because Armenian is one of those languages which didn't have a screen reader compatible voice before, apart from eSpeak. And now a number of screen reader users in Armenia are using our new voice called RP. But we also know that there are actually more Armenian speakers outside of Armenia, all over the world, including one of the largest Armenian communities in the United States. So we're hoping to spread the word. So maybe some of our listeners may be Armenian speakers, or maybe they know someone who is Armenian speaker. So please let them know. This voice, it's free for screen reader users. And if another important note about it is that it is an Eastern Armenian voice. Eastern Armenian is one of the two standardized dialects of the Armenian language. And the other one is Western Armenian. And many Armenian speakers outside of Armenia, they are probably Western Armenian speakers. So to them, I want to say that we believe that now we can much more easily create a Western Armenian voice, but we would need help and support. So if you want such a voice, if you think you can help, or you know someone who can help, please contact us.
Should we maybe play a preview of it? Preview of the voice? I have it. I can play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have it, Sally, go ahead and
I
preview
can
that
play.
voice
Let me
so we
see.
hear it. Because
So
I
this
was
is the
going to
voice
ask
that you guys gonna
Olga,
hear.
how do I preview that, and whether it's male or female, so it's good. Because I was going to ask her, is it a boy or a girl, you know?
Let's play. If you can hear, let me know.
Այս ձայնը դեռ տեղադրված չէ։ Սա ձայնագրություն է։
I like that. So that's a girl. It sounds really nice, and I think it even sounds better than the English one I have. Olga, what's the deal? I'm kind of jealous now.
Warren, you're just mad because it's not a man. You love those men.
And it's how it's gonna sound when you install the voice. Let me install it.
Oh yeah, really interesting.
Yeah,
but I mean, it sounds nice and loud and clear.
Yeah, exactly. Here's how it sounds if you install it.
Does it have different variants like what we have?
SnapDragon ռեժիմում խնդրում ենք կարդալ մանրամասները հավելվածում RP-ի կողքին, եթե դուք կարող եք լսել այդ հաղորդագրությունը, ձայնը տեղադրված է եւ աշխատում է։
Yeah, so it sounds the same to me. It's just that you have, because the install one based on your speech rate,
I've got the
makes it faster. But
possible
it's
quality, but I like how it sounds, definitely. So kudos to those working on this voice. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Sally was mentioning another one, right? Do you have another language support?
We got Finnish.
Yes, it's another recent addition to RHVoice.
So Finnish is
it's our Mayu voice.
Yes.
So I hope you are not finished by adding Finnish, Olga.
Right. So, to tell the possible Finnish listeners, guys, give it a try. It's not free. It's a paid voice, but it has a free trial, so you can give it a try.
And if you're in the Arabic world and waiting for it, then you blame the Finnish because the Finnish finished up the project of adding languages. Just kidding, but maybe one of these days,
And maybe we can also preview the Finnish voice
yeah,
for those who are
you guys
curious.
you could preview that, Sally. Maybe Olga, you and Karine could talk about how you go about implementing Arabic language. I have no clue.
Should I play it?
Yeah, let's hear the Finnish, guys, and we'll finish with the Finnish.
Tätä ääntä ei ole asennettu. Kuuntele tallennetta.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever heard Finnish. It almost sounded like, I don't know. I don't think it's like anything I've heard.
No, it's
Finnish is typically very creaky if you listen to Finnish speakers or other Finnish TTS. Like, can you try something like on Google TTS?
It's a very interesting language, honestly.
Well, thank you
remember
so much.
Remember the guys from Estonia? They have a really similar language.
Okay. Salvis. No, not Salvis.
Salvis was from Latvia. Like, they were the gamers. And also...
the cat project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also Voxmate guys, they were Estonian.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Olga, for that great news. And guys, now, if you're in Armenia, you have a TTS engine. And if you're from Finland, you've made the finish line.
And if you're Armenians outside of Armenia, yes, not just in Armenia. Yes.
That's right. So if you're here in the States and, you speak Armenian, it's time to hit some things from your language. And maybe there's some books in your language that you've been wanting to read for a while. Now you have that support. To add to all of this, if you're a Pixel user, for example, we have a little patch for the Android 16 Beta 2, and that brings us to Android 16 Beta 2.1. We'll put it in the show notes. It probably has hit your device already, and if it hasn't, you could check on that, check for updates, and see if you have it. That's what we have in the way of the Android 16 Beta 2.1 update.
Another announcement is related to Skype. So if you are a Skype fan, you will be disappointed to know that finally, Microsoft decided to discontinue Skype just to let people use Teams more. But actually, I think that many people already aren't using Skype anymore. But I think that Skype, like we have a lot of memories about Skype. I think maybe all of us have used it. Maybe like in the early years. For me, it was the go-to for messaging. I think that was in 2010, 2011, something like that. Well before even WhatsApp was a thing. So it was like one of the early apps that had voice calling and stuff. It was good. But I think that they were like losing users, and especially with the messaging services that appeared after that and all of the competition. So now Skype, I think they announced, first it wasn't announced officially, but now they announced that in May, I think May 5, right? I think on May the 5th, it will be discontinued, and people who are still using it, who try to open it after that, they will be like, I think on Windows, they will be like seeing the message that it's discontinued, and I think that Microsoft will direct them to use Teams instead. So goodbye Skype. It was really a great time with you back in the days, but I think it's time to move on.
I recall using Skype for many years, and I think I got started on Skype back in late 2003 or maybe early 2004, but definitely was one of those. And I know that back in those days, it even had like an answering service, a third party. It was called Pamela, and that thing was good. I use it a lot. So if someone calls you and you're not there, it takes a voice message for you and all of that. And I think that what led to Skype's demise is the fact that Microsoft wasn't paying attention to the mobile when the mobile world was going on. They're kind of like PC focused. And I think WhatsApp took away their, thunder and all of that because they were not focusing on the mobile. But it was a good service. And I think they paid like over $8 billion for that thing. I'm not sure that was a wise investment. But anyway, here we are. We're saying goodbye to Skype today. It kind of bring a tear to my eye. John, you use Skype some?
When I had a Windows phone. That's about it. I don't think I ever even tried it on Android.
Sally, how about you? Do you use Skype?
Well, I was a really hardcore user of Skype until probably 2 years ago. I have a lot of memories with it. That's how I came to this level in my English. I was practicing with a lot of foreigners, and that's how it started for me. Oh, good days, really good days. I'll be missing Skype.
In other words, you miss a teacher. You're losing a teacher.
Yeah.
So shed a little tear. It's okay. I'm there with you. But
yeah,
we say goodbye to Skype. Another item that we want to talk about or just mention here in passing is this collaboration between Google and Qualcomm, and Qualcomm coming out with Google saying they're going to do an 8-year support for the Qualcomm 7 and 8 series, where it's going to be for 8 years of support. And while reading an Android Central article about it, though, I have come to learn a lot of things that actually it depends on the manufacturer. That, what it comes down to is that a manufacturer chooses or not choose to buy the support for their devices. But so it seems to me like most of the time, a lot of these things were there. It's just that the manufacturers didn't want to do it. For example, when we were having like 3-year OS update or support for some, and some were not into it, because I think it all boiled down to whether the manufacturer opted into buy that support or not. And I think also it could be that, it takes the time of the engineering team, and some devices or manufacturers don't want to do that. What do you guys think? I think also, by the time that I'm thinking, they're thinking maybe, hey, we're not going to do this. A lot of times people are going to move on and get another phone anyway. And then the battery, oh my goodness. What do you guys think?
Well, it's great to have this improvement. It's still manufacturers have the right to have this extended support or not, or to give this extended support or not to their devices. But Qualcomm is doing something to make it easier and to make it simpler to deal with the updates. So this is, at the end of the day, is better for both manufacturers and for consumers. And I guess that many manufacturers will just take this and will include will have a support for this extended period of time. But of course, don't expect that this will be across all devices. I think it's just not only the 8 series, which is good, like the 7 series is also included. But I'm not sure if the manufacturers will also update or will also have this extended support for all of their phones that use the 7 series. Anyway, the phones that are currently released will not be, as far as I read, they won't be included in this. So it will start with the phones that will be coming next, not the phones that are already there. So, and they should be, I think, they should be coming with Android 15 out of the box. So these are the requirements, and of course the manufacturer should decide to have this support. But it's a great development, I think. And finally, Google is and Qualcomm are taking things serious regarding updates, and this will give Qualcomm a better place in the competition, because we have also MediaTek, and it's able to have its place in the competition. And many manufacturers are using MediaTek processors. So like Qualcomm, what Qualcomm did would help in sometimes for manufacturers to choose Qualcomm, or even consumers to consider Qualcomm devices. So I think this is giving Qualcomm a better place in this competition. So yeah, but at the end of the day, all of this is for the consumers' benefit, which is really great. And thanks to Apple, who had started all of the thing related to updates. It was the best manufacturer to support the devices, and now we are catching up finally. Although that it's easier for Apple to support its devices because it has the control on hardware and software and stuff. So it's easier on Apple, but now, despite this advantage, Android is just becoming better.
I agree. And I think, like you said, thanks to Apple, and now we've even gone above and beyond what Apple has. So I think the more of this we see, the better it is, like you said, Karen, for the consumer, because when it's all said and done, it's the consumer that shells out the moolah to buy these devices. And so if we value the moolah that these guys are putting out, or we are putting out to buy these devices, then it makes sense that we have such a support, and let it be dependent upon us as to whether or not we choose another device or not, because in reality there are certain things that may not even work with that old device, or or certain features like AI features. We're so much into the AI and all of that, but leave it to us. If I want to hold on to my old clunker, but it's getting support, then that's up to me. And so for me, I'm excited to see this new development.